Okay, the bait, one of my choice baits in the winters is my Viper XP jig. Talked about it a little earlier, 3/8 ounce, purple passion. I trail it with an Xcite Raptor crawl chunk. Now, Xcite's one of my sponsors, and what their baits have a great buoyancy, so they float. So when I trail this jig with this trailer, and once I set it up on there, my design of the head actually makes the jig stand up like so. So once I trail it, these pinchers are going to float up with the buoyancy of this Xcite Raptor crawl chunk, and so it's going to give that natural look of a crawfish. It's like he's in the defense position with his pinchers up. And a lot of times the bass sees that, and it almost always makes the bite more aggressive because they see that posture of that crawfish in the defense position. So it makes them a little bit on the mad side, so they go in there and just hit it a little bit harder. So what we'll do with this, we're going to take and just thread it to where it comes out the top of the bait. You want to try to keep it as center, as close as possible. That way your balance is right and it don't overpower your jig to fall to one side. Thread it up on there real slow. Push it up to where it gets past the clip. And right there is where you want it. And it'll stand up just like that on the bottom. Those pinchers will stand up just like that. Now with this jig, I want to say one thing about it real quick. The physics of it, when it sets up like this, the fish, they don't come in like this, they come down. So you get a great hookup with this jig because when they come down, the minute you set up, you get them in the top lip. It jerks straight up. And therefore you're going to get better hookups and you're going to catch more fish because you've got more control of the fish in the roof of the mouth than you do either side. A lot of jigs will lay on their side like this, and when a fish comes down and picks it up, they actually have it in the side, and therefore when they make a run to the left or the right, it pulls out. When a jig is like this on bottom and they come down and you hook them in that top lip, it's going to give you great hookups. You're going to catch a lot more fish. Plus your bait presentation looks more realistic to him, and these fish nowadays are so high pressured on all lakes around the country that they've seen a lot of bait, so you really have to trick them into making that fish bite and making him think it's the real deal.